I'm Ali, and I write the Ollie and His Superpowers books, and this is my lovely friend Kate, who's illustrated the latest, the fourth in the series of the Ollie books, called Ollie and the Magic Compass. We just want to spend a few minutes talking about it, how it came about, and how Kate managed to create such amazing pictures for me.
Can you tell us what the book is about?
Yeah, it's kind of a step up, because everywhere we go we're teaching kids about all the different techniques and we're teaching parents about it, but it's if we're in front of the kids, and I wanted another media to do that, and the books were the obvious one. So what I've done with the books, it's almost like a self-help book in that it tells you how to do all the clever stuff that we do as Ollie coaches, but it's in a really fun story. So Ollie and Molly have to take over from Mr. Wilcox, because Mr. Wilcox has a bit of an accident, which means they have to learn to use their superpowers at a whole new level. So they learn some proper magic.
Who is the book aimed at?
Well, everybody really. It's a bit like the first lot of Ollie books. Everybody thought they were for kids, but they're not really. So if you can read or be read to, then it will work for you. Hopefully you'll get something from it, whether you're 5 or 105.
So how did you meet Katy?
I think meet's wrong. I think it was more of a collision, and I recall it beautifully. We both used to play rugby.
Did.
Yeah, and I can recall it so clearly. It stayed with me forever, scarred me arguably, in a black box in my library. Kate was playing for Oakham, I was playing for Shelford. Kate was running down the wing, like she does, and I decided to stand in the way, and Kate did the most beautiful textbook handoff, ran past me and scored a try, and I lay writhing on the ground for about 10 minutes.
You remember that more clearly than I do, I've got to say.
I'm surprised I
stuck in
remember anything after that. But yeah, seriously, it was a collision, and then we just, all things rugby, you sort of get up, shake hands afterwards and buy one another a drink, and that was it, we were friends.
Yeah. And the buying drinks never stops.
No.
So how did you find the process of working with an illustrator?
That for me is really hard, because it's quite a personal thing when you write a book, and it's all in my head, and I kind of have images in my head of what all the characters will look like. And I know with the first Ollie books I was working with an illustrator I hadn't met, and that I actually found harder, but I contacted Kate, because as you can see behind me, she's just a blimmin' amazing artist, and I said, look, this is a book, have a read. I kind of know what the characters are, but I don't know how to describe it. And for me, it just felt like you just got in there, you just got it. I don't know.
Well, that was kind of the most challenging bit, really, was to
get in my head.
to get in your head, yeah. To try and pull out particularly the character of Ollie, who is a kind of ordinary kid. He's an everyday kid, but he develops this ability with his superpowers, and this journey and adventure he goes on. So getting him and his character, getting him looking right, was kind of the toughest bit. And after that, it kind of flowed quite well.
And the lovely thing was that Ollie has aged a little bit in this, and you've done it beautifully, so it's still not too grown up. But I mean, Ollie, you kind of had a guide to go by, but I mean, we've introduced some characters like the Waifs, the Hunter Jacks, Mrs. Serenity.
Yes, indeed.
And again, I had a rough idea in my head, and I know I just went, oh, it's kind of like this, Kate, and I thought, this is going to take forever, you'll never get what I mean. And then next morning, bang, there they were. I mean, how did you do that? How did you know?
Well, because you've got such a clear vision of what those characters are, so things like the Hunter Jacks as representing, you know, the bully or the fear of the bully inside Ollie or whoever it may be, then to kind of encapsulate that visually was sort of reasonably straightforward, because we all kind of have that little fear or that little demon, or we have those memories.
Yeah.
So kind of getting that kind of, so the Hunter Jack has got two heads, and for me there was a kind of like nasty, weaselly little sort of character, and then there was also the more brutish kind of like the thug. And so they came together to make the Hunter Jack, and again the waif, that character that whispers horrible things in your ear and makes you doubt yourself and question yourself, is kind of a little sort of goblin-y sort of.
But you got it spot on, because it is such a personal thing, and I had it in my head, and the most frustrating thing in the world would be to write the book and then somebody put the characters in that aren't you. It's like someone else rewriting the book for me.
Sure.
But it was just like you'd gone in, which was incredibly brave, and had a drive around, and you'd found it and pulled it out, and spot on. And even Mrs. Serenity, because I didn't really know what I wanted it to look like, but you kind of got her down as well. I mean, how did you work out what she was going to be? Because I didn't give you a lot of guide on that.
No, I mean, it was the idea of having a teacher figure, quite a stern authoritarian figure, but obviously there's a twinkle in the eye, and you know, she's somebody who's open to a lot of adventures, and when the kids have bad experiences, which happen in the book, and they have some things that make them nervous or scared, she's there to give them a cup of hot chocolate and to sort them out, to look after them in her little cosy study. So that kind of side of being, so yeah, for me it was that kind of old character, wise old teacher, but also with that little bit of a twinkle.
Yeah, I think for me that was particularly brilliant, because I didn't know what she was going to look like. I couldn't even guide you, but you got the two aspects of her so spot on, and then the whole environment, the school, the library, it's almost quite gothic, and yet we had to keep it so it wasn't too scary for the kids. And again, it was like, I can't put it any better. You got in my head and had a wander round. It was.
Well, that was really good fun, because any book with a map in, I love, basically.
You got to think about maps.
So yeah, absolutely. So getting to draw a map of the library and how it might look, but also how it might develop in the future with all the different adventures that these guys are going to go on. And rather than just a flat map, to kind of make it a bit more interesting, so there's kind of little pictorial devices and stuff, and that was really good fun.
And again, I just said I want a map, and you know, anything could have come back, and for me it was so lovely, because I'm so busy to just say I want a map and not think, oh god, this is going to be take 10, take 15. It just came back. But the way you did it, because obviously the book ends at quite a pivotal moment, and there's more to be done.
Yeah.
And I love the idea that the way you've drawn the map is that it can open up to more things going on in the library as the children learn more magic.
That's right, and more areas it will kind of light up and be revealed, and that's really nice. That's where that kind of adventure thing comes in.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And that's where the collaboration, I suppose, came in between us, was me kind of sending stuff to you and you coming back, and us kind of getting it as it needed to be. So
yeah, and it was really lovely, because I felt I could just say, not quite right, when sometimes I didn't want to, because you sent me through masterpieces and I was like, well, no, I can't ask. But it was okay to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
yeah,
like,
it has to be.
It's been born from both of us, which
yeah,
is...
exactly. Which is, I think it really works.
You brought my book to life, thank you, Kate.
Yeah, you're very welcome. It's great fun.
Cool.
When is the book out?
Well, we're going to soft launch before Christmas, just to put it out there and get the general feeling, and then in the new year we'll be doing proper book launches at various points around the country where we've got active Olive coaches or where we're very active. So hopefully in the next week or so, Oline's Magic Compass will be out there.
How can somebody get a copy?
You can go to our webpage, which is www.olinesuperpowers.com, or you can buy it from good old Amazon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers, Kate.